Want to find out how this half of the month is panning out for your zodiac sign and how to get the best out of it? Come and join YILDIZ Readings 5D and we'll have a look. A very warm welcome to YILDIZ Readings 5D. For those of you that don't know, I'm a psychic medium. I cover astrology, soul coaching, twin flame path and more. I am live weekly, so please click the bell and subscribe. And if you do want more creative content like this, come and join the tribe. Now for the join button, the link is directly below on the main page. You do get exclusive Your Eyes Only content, twin flame coaching, pro-release content and the extension reads. Without further ado, let's get into the video and I'll see you every Friday. Take care guys. Very warm welcome Capricorn. Let's have a look at your astrology for the end of May moving into June. So I've done it so it correlates with both eclipses, as well as to do the tarot as well, which I'm a psychic medium if you didn't know. Let's have a look at how this is playing out. Now, just from the cards and from your astrology, I feel your chart's pretty active at the moment, and it can be probably because we have Pluto Retrograde. Now, Pluto Retrograde at the moment is hitting your first house, so there can be some outdated themes that you're dealing with. And you may find that you're shedding skin, you're changing your appearance, and you don't resonate with some things that are going on in your life. So you may be at a very personal level going through a deep transformation, very quietly and peacefully, very adultly, so to speak. But at the same time, I feel it's a perplexing time. Now, just from looking at your chart where Saturn is retrograding, there can be some, for those of you that are working, it may be with loved ones, individuals, there can be a lot of cross wires coming up. And I do feel, especially with your superiors, whose role is what can be really going into a bit of confusion, okay? So it may be that people aren't understanding what hat they wear. This can be happening at your workplace. You also, from your professional resources, you may be going through your documentation, your emails, upgrading things, freshening up your resume. But I feel for some of you, this can also be going up another tier level. Some of you that actually have gone up another tier level or gone up in ranking in your position, you may be actually quite, you may be reflecting back to how much you've taken on, and this could be more than what the norm would do. And if that's so, this can be a time of change and transformation, but also where you could get some sense of rewards. I do feel you guys have worked really hard to make a lot of your dreams come true. And over the last few years, it's been a pretty tough transit for you. So the benefiting factor is that your income resources can grow this year moving forward. It can be a very, very busy time, being that it's a 5 vibration. And it does mean that where you used to work before, you are working incredibly hard to make these things happen. 5s are about changes, and they can be with every facet of our life, but it's changing every facet of who we physically are through to what is happening at a collective level. Now, I do see transformations in your income sector, but you also could be really fine-tuning, whose role is going to be what. And I'm really seeing that to be a huge theme with your zodiac sign for many of you. Now, in your relationship sector, I do feel you're going to be pretty direct about speaking about your ideas, your themes, and when it does come to marketing yourself, I do feel you have a lot of vision and you're going to take the steps to make those things happen. Some of you may be upgrading vehicles at the moment, and if you feel you don't have the funds, but it's a dream, it's probably going to buy better in 2022, but there's still that massive potential that it can happen in 2021, and especially during this time. I also feel you're being more practical about what you're using, and there may be a lot of expenses relating to, getting yourself fit if you're changing your diet, but this can be a very social time. So you do need to be very careful about burnout, especially if you've started a new program and you're exercising a lot, really going into it easily if it's a brand new program that you're entering into, because you do have the 6th house activated. And there can be some tension points there. Now, you're driving your day-to-day routine, your communication, You've got these wonderful ideas, but it can be this frustration point to the eclipse where it's just not going to happen right away. So that could be really causing tension. It may be, again, your psychology thinking things aren't going to come to a head. Do I bother saying anything? Do I bother addressing some of these areas? Whatever you spiritually believe something is going to be. And it can also be this great idea that you had, or this download you had, that something could turn out quite adverse. Whether you have to go back to the drawing board and change it about, don't fret, because I do feel you already foresaw it coming. So whatever this is, it's almost like your foresight is picking how industries can be changing, and also can be how you need to change in order to kind of coexist within this ecosystem at the moment in society with career and relationships and whatnot. Now, I do feel spiritually you could have a revelation, but this also could be a time that you actually let go of one viewpoint, and you're going to have some really wonderful downloads. Your hopes and dreams are going to happen, and you're going to have the energy to achieve it. Just be fluid enough to know that if something changes, it's always for the better. It doesn't necessarily have to be something terrible, but your mind is going to be free and open, because I do feel something that happens is really going to show you that what you were fearing, it's actually turned out far better than you thought. And this is a future tense movement. So if you are changing your plans and say suddenly you don't feel you resonate with something, you're really stepping into your lineage of who you know you are. And everything you've learned in life, you're applying it to these circumstances in your life. And I feel it's almost like communicate these ideas, because you're actually underestimating yourself. Some of these thoughts can be really lucrative, and your mind is your asset right now, okay? You need to understand this. The placement of Sagittarius with this eclipse is bringing new energy in. Your mindset and your viewpoints are going to be incredibly lucrative and valuable. So pay attention to what those thoughts are. If you can, journal, let go of the past. And again, if there has been a circumstance playing out that's really been affecting your psyche, if you need to, go and seek that support to get you away from that vibe. It's natural that it's coming up from a viewpoint of your mindset. This could also be if you had broken up through a connection and you were waiting for that ending, and it's something you already had in the ethers and it was started. It could be driving you a little bit crazy, but it is showing that it's going to come to a head. But it's almost psychologically, when we just calm that mind, that's when the cycle closes out. And sometimes it can be many moons later, where we're continuing to close that same cycle out in different ways. And it can be the first time we're dating someone, the first time we're being intimate with somebody. They're these stages we go through, and it doesn't have to happen instantly. So if you are getting really frustrated, just be really gentle with yourself. It doesn't have to happen overnight, whatever it is. But definitely I am seeing your creative ideas can be extremely lucrative. Now, the other area I would say is when we have Uranus and Taurus squaring Saturn in Aquarius next month on the 11th, there can be some tension points. Now, that does link to your 5th house. That can be creative projects and having to change the way you're doing something. It may be changes in finances, or that of what people are wanting. If you're a project manager and you're having to do something, it might be that you have to change it about, or there could be some delays. Now, being that it's 5th house, I do feel also to keep your schedule quite fluid. So if you're blocking yourself into a 2-week interval of tasks, things may change and other areas may come up during Mercury retrograde. So if you don't have to lock yourself into circumstances, then it will flow more effectively. And that's really just moving into the eclipse point. It's not to say that we put our lives on hold and we don't, kind of step back if we need to assess something, but it's definitely, we are needing to move forward and proceed forward. And I do feel whatever you're doing is to create that freedom. The tension points will come due to the fact that they can be very sudden, and it could be while you're out and you're having a coffee with a friend, something comes up and you need to cancel. Some of these things also can be to do with a creative project. It might be relating to a child and an added expense. So bear in mind the 5th house can be children. It can also be social outings and things we're wanting to do at that level. And it also could be an unexpected baby. Now, do take care. I do have additional information inside this video. Look after yourselves during this transit. I will see you live every Friday. And if you do want the extension content for the romance reads that are coming up soon, stay tuned and the video shows you where to find them. Love you guys. Look after yourselves. Now, as I mentioned, these are the must-know dates for the astrology. The full moon lunar eclipse in Sagittarius at 5 degrees is occurring on the 26th of May 2021. Now, there can be, again, weather patterns 2 weeks in, 2 weeks out, and we do have the next solar eclipse, which is next month. The sun entered Gemini the 20th, so again, you may find that your third eye and the things you're thinking about and your values, you may really be doing a lot to bring everything together, and it can be a busy time. Mercury goes retrograde from the 29th of May. Expect confusion and a lot moving. And Mars has been in Cancer from the 23rd and it leaves June the 11th. So yes, that tension point can be relieved, but get your home in order, try and keep grounded, and things should flow. But definitely you will find during this time it can be an extremely social but independent time. Now, with Venus entering Gemini, which it did from the 9th of May, you may find that you do have a lot on your plate when it does come to your finances, when it does come to your social experiences, and you may have a lot of thoughts going through your mind. You may be looking at your day-to-day routine and what is going on in the forward movement of that. You also may feel fiercely independent and not want to be held down. This too shall pass, it's temporary. But this can be times when, with both Mercury moving into retrograde and Venus entering Gemini, well, which it was from the 9th, we will have communication from the past. Now, I'm also seeing with Saturn and Aquarius retrograding from the 23rd of May all the way through till October the 11th, you may be looking at circumstances surrounding group activities, but also social responsibilities. Now, next month we do have the solar eclipse in Gemini on the 10th of June, so do be prepared for that, as well as it is the North Node, so it will be amplified. We also have Saturn in Aquarius, as I mentioned, squaring Uranus and Taurus, which is occurring on the 14th, so pre-warned, forearmed. Now, if you want to join us for the webinar, the video up next shows you 2 things. It shows you where you can book private readings, how to get onto the website, and also how to join the Members Hub. So stay tuned for the update. Thanks for joining us here at YILDIZ Readings 5D. If you do want a personal booking, you can go to the link below. A lot of people ask me how to join the members area, so there is an information video up next after this. Yes, astrology updates, twin flame path, super chats every Friday. So please click the bell and subscribe. We cap them at $11 because the first tier level for the members for twin flame coaching is $11. So those of you who want to join the Members Hub, here is a small video relating to it. Now in this video, it's going to show you basically where you can locate it. You can find it in the information box in any video that is uploaded to YouTube. It's on the join section. On the main page, you can find it. When you go to the membership zone and you purchase the first tier level, you get the twin flame videos. Now they are still up there. You find them under the community tab, and that's for the pre-extended videos and the extension reads members only. Now for the website, this is how the website looks on the main page, and should you need to go to it, you can press the link that does take you to the booking page. We have webinars, we have Skype, videos, and more. If you do want any of these, you have the information. I will see you during the month. Take very good care of yourselves, and I trust you like the content.